Good morning, Year 2. I hope you had a lovely weekend. This week we're doing some more history and we're going to learn a bit more about the royal family. We're going to be looking at the younger members of the royal family. So before we start, let's just remind ourselves of who is in the modern royal family. So, our current queen, our sovereign, is Queen Elizabeth II, and we know she is married to Prince Philip. They've had several children, but their oldest child is Prince Charles, who was married to a lady called Princess Diana. And they had two children together, Prince Harry and Prince William. But then, sadly, Princess Diana died, so Prince Charles is now married to Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall. And we looked in detail last week at Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, who now have a baby called Archie. If we go the other way, we have Prince William, who's married to Catherine, and they have three children now, called Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. So that is what we looked at last week. This week we're learning a new word, my turn, heir. Heir. That sounds a bit funny, doesn't it? We know some other words that sound like heir, but this one is spelled H-E-I-R. What does it mean? It means the person who has claim to the throne after the person who currently has it dies. So it is a word for who will be king or queen after our queen sadly dies. So how do they decide whose heir? Can it be anyone? I wonder if I could be the heir to the queen. That would be cool. But there's actually something called a line of succession, which tells us who will be king or queen next. So traditionally in the past, it was always the king or queen's firstborn male child. So if the queen had children, it would be her firstborn male child. That might be you and your family, so you would be your parents' heir. But then, in March 2015, they changed the law because they didn't think it was fair that if you were a girl and you were firstborn, that you were not the heir. So now it does not have to be male, it's just the oldest child. So what does that mean for our king or queen? So at the top we have Queen Elizabeth married to Prince Philip, and they've had lots of children. They've had 4 children, but their oldest child is called Prince Charles. So when the Queen dies, Prince Charles will become king. And we know they've had 2 children called Prince William and Prince Harry. Now Prince William is the oldest, he's older than Harry, so he will be king after Prince Charles. And they've had 3 children. It only shows 2 here because Prince Louis is so young. This was made before he was born. And the oldest of their children is Prince George, so he's next. And obviously Prince George doesn't have children yet because he's so young. So after Prince George, it would be his sister, Princess Charlotte. Now, if Princess Charlotte had been before Prince George, because of the new law, she would have come before him. But Prince George was born first. So let's take a little look at those people. Let's put some faces to those names. So this picture is called The Queen and the Future Kings, because that is our Queen Elizabeth here. That's her son Charles, who will be king next. That's his son, Prince William, who will be king after that. And that's his son, Prince George, who will be king after that. So this is a really important photo because it shows our future. That is our British future. We scroll down, there's a few more lovely pictures of them all together as well at Christmas. And here, when George was just 3 months old. That's the first photo of the 4 of them ever. So they don't have any of their brothers or sisters in the pictures, or their husbands or wives. These are just the people who in the future will be our kings and queens. So if we think back to our big question, why is it important to remember the past? Well, we have learnt these traditions from the past. Remember, a tradition is something that we always do that's happened over time. So we have learnt these traditions from the past, so we use that to know what will happen in the future when the Queen dies. So we know it will always be the firstborn child because that's what happened in the past. So it's important to remember that. And we also look to the past to learn from mistakes. And we've now changed the law, so now firstborn girls can be in line for the throne. So we looked to the past and we remembered it and we thought, that's not really fair anymore. It doesn't reflect how we are now. We treat men and women equally now, don't we? We're all the same. So now the laws have changed. So it's really important to remember the past. So your task today is to draw a picture to show the heirs to the British throne, and I'd like you to go up to at least Prince Louis, so that is William and Kate's last son. So I've put some examples here. You can be creative and draw it however you would like. Make it look nice. Just make sure you have the Queen, who's our current Queen, at the top, and then the last person at the bottom of the page. So it shows the line of succession over time, just like a timeline. Send me a picture when you're done, and tomorrow we'll look a little bit closer and learn some more about some specific members of the royal family.